So we are live right now. How exciting. I'm so glad you're here.
Hi, good morning, Lee.
Good morning. Rachel, what are you here for?
I'm here to talk about Young Professionals Network.
Nice. So share with me what got you involved.
So I started in 2018, and when I did start it, I wanted to get involved as much as possible at the association. Just coming from the hospitality industry, you know, when you first come in, you always have that orientation.
Absolutely.
And being in real estate, like you just pretty much get in the business without knowing anything. You feel like a lost puppy. And so a lot of people advise me, like, you know, get involved in the association, you know, and that's when I met you, and I met a lot of wonderful other agents on a daily basis. And then I got, you know, steered in towards more on the committee sides, just to learning all these different topics, what's going on in the market, getting along, you know, getting familiar with all these real estate agent faces that you see on a daily basis here at the association.
Sure.
So that's when I got more involved at the Young Professionals Network, just because, you know, I wanted to get more involved on, you know, on other agents that's similar to my age group, seeing what's happening,
Sure.
how they're running their business.
Seeing their successes and all that.
Exactly.
Awesome. And I know that's what you share in your committee. You do a really good job at that. So we're going to get into some of the things you do, and what I'd like to share with you, that I'd like to do this on a quarterly basis. So every 3 months, go back and ask you, what did you do the last 3 months? And make sure, I'd like you to make sure, when we're going over some of the great things you've done, that we make sure that we reach out and invite more members to that. Because I think YPN people hear Young Professionals Network and they think, well, I can't go to it because I'm not young, and that doesn't make any difference. Everybody can show up. Every age group can show up. And it's such an important, some of the speakers you've had have just been so amazing. I'm going to let you talk more about that. But I'd like you to share with our members. You know, you go through these different stages of being involved, and then you're selected to be a chair of a committee. What does it mean to you to chair this committee?
I feel like just lead by examples. You know, there's a lot of disruptions out there. There's a lot of distractions. And I feel like as a chair, I had to be, you know, in a positive role model for all these other individual agents, and, you know, to make sure, like, not to give up in this industry, to keep going. And, you know, regardless what's going on around you, you just have to focus on yourself. You have to focus on getting better, educate yourself, and, you know, treat one another with respect. You know, like, you want to be treated the way that person would want to treat you.
Absolutely.
And so, you know, you give back your time, you give back love, you give back your kindness, and everything will just tenfold all over 100 times back at you.
You know, I have to tell you, you know, I was at your meeting a couple of days ago, and I was so impressed. You know, historically, we all have an agenda, and it's a paper agenda, and people look at it and go, I wonder if they're going to keep on it. This young lady and her vice chair do an amazing job. They actually have a PowerPoint. I mean, the PowerPoint is so good and so organized, and they do something that I think is really interesting. And what I love about it is that you not only ask your speakers to talk about a book they love, and I'm an avid reader, I love that, but you also give away a book.
Yeah.
So what book did you give away this week?
Think and Grow Rich.
Think and Grow Rich, which historically is a very interesting book for any of you that are bookies. That book was written in 1929. Yeah. And so people say, you know, is it still relative? And I think maybe even more now than it ever was before. It's relative, and it's just a great book. Here's what I'd like to do for you, because you were kind enough to come to this podcast. As president of the association, I'll buy the rest of the books the rest of the year for you. Just tell me which book you want to buy. I'll buy it for you, and we'll give that book to you so you can give out to our members.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah?
Thank you so much.
Welcome. You're welcome.
I feel like you should, because I know you have a book list.
I do.
So I feel like you should buy all the books that you think that everybody should read.
All right.
Because I know you did brought up Start With Why, which I did bought for the next meeting and stuff. So that'll be good coming from you. Like, okay, this is sponsored by Lee, and this is all the books that
absolutely
recommended.
Absolutely. We'll go ahead and get that to you, and just tell me what book on that list you'd like to buy, or do you like us to buy, and we'll go ahead and do it. So I know you have a busy schedule. You're a busy individual, and I know you have some things that you'd like to cover. And so I'm going to turn the mic over to you. It's for you to share some of the things you're doing the last couple of months. So the floor is yours.
Yeah, of course. So Jackie and I, when we found out we were being appointed as chairs and vice chairs throughout this whole thing, we planned the whole year already. And so, we try to make everybody's time when they do go to YPN, we try to make everybody's time worth going there, because we know time is very valuable and everybody's just busy with their businesses and stuff. So, we want to make sure that everybody's learning something out of the meeting and bringing in valuable information, so that way they can not also improve themselves, but also improve their businesses. So that way they can always get better 1% every day. And, on our first meeting, we had our Mr. Craig Tan as one of our guest speakers to kick off our meeting for the year. And his story was about having an accountability partner that molded him to the person he was today, and as well as the Mike Ferry organization. And let's just say that, if people were paying attention to that meeting, that accountability partner that he had, he's actually going to be one of our guest speakers for next month.
And he was a guy from that particular, which does some great work in mentorship.
Yes.
Which was the Ferry organization.
Mm-hmm.
And I got an opportunity to listen to him. Man, what all insightful, and kind of, because I'm old school, it was kind of getting back to fundamentals to succeed.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so that one, our next meeting is going to be on Thursday, April 13th, from 1 to 2:30 p.m. Classroom A. So don't miss out on that one.
How many people are you getting in those events?
Normally we have about 80 to 100 people, but great. Average 80 people, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's still new members coming in. I always make sure that everybody feels welcome. They get introduced, who invited them. That way, everybody gets to meet everybody, and get to know one another. Yesterday we just had our third YPN meeting in honor of Women's History Month, where we had 4 amazing queens of the real estate industry, moderated by our director liaison, Brittany. Each individual had amazing stories to share when it came to real estate, when it comes to mommyhood and personal lives and all that. And the way each of them juggled their personal life and their business and dealing with each client, it's just really, it makes you feel motivated, and kind of makes you feel okay, you start thinking about your business. Well, how can you incorporate what the things that these ladies are doing into your business? What are they doing wrong? What can you improve on? And so, a lot
of positive information. But I thought the ability of them to share very personal information was really refreshing, and it was really great.
Yes, yeah, it was an awesome event and a really good turnout.
Yep.
So. Another one that you guys will be expecting, we have one of our biggest event coming in sometime in June. We don't know the exact date yet, but it's YPN 40 Under 40. LBR is still working on the date, but once they come out with the application, I encourage everybody to apply for it. So that way it would be beneficial for you guys to know more about 40 Under 40 is about.
What does that mean? 40 people are selected under the age of 40, and they have to qualify, right?
Yes, yeah.
So there's a whole checklist of things they have to do. So it's not just, the good old boys picking another good old boy. You actually have to do a certain amount of volume. You have to do certain things. Is that correct?
Exactly. A certain number of volumes, community service, how involved you are at the association. And those are just example questions of what to apply when you're applying.
Thank you.
Yeah. And, so like I said, and then we also just had a bunch of our several YPN members who just recently graduated the Leadership Series program. That one is just developing your leadership skills and get to know Las Vegas realtors more at a better level. So for those who'd missed out on the opportunity, there's going to be open applications up towards the end of the year. So be sure to apply for that one next year.
Can you go into that just a little bit?
Mhm.
In fact, your vice chair was in that group.
Yes.
And let me, as the sitting president right now, explain to people how important this is. We are always trying to replace ourselves as leaders. And so when I was looking at selecting people for chairs and vice chairs, I wanted to make sure that I looked at people that had taken their time to go to leadership, both here locally, and we also have one at the state level. Those people that had taken their time to say, you know what, I think I want to take on the mantle of doing more at an association level. And so we had great turnout. I think we had 25 people. And again, the only thing you have to do, and I know it's hard to imagine, the only thing you have to do is apply, and you get interviewed, and then you get selected historically, and it gives you an opportunity to really understand how the association works, how we want to have replacing of ourselves with people that are new to the business, experienced people, or just people that just want to make a difference. And so thank you for bringing that up.
Yes, yeah. So I really encourage, I am like a leadership series program alumni back in 2019, and just coming, putting my foot in that really helped me develop what Las Vegas Realtors Association is all about, and surrounding myself with other like-minded people, whether, from different ages, different brokerages, and you get to learn a lot from other people. People, when you come here, I try to, get as involved and go to all these classes and learn from everybody's, scenarios and businesses, and something that, I can just implement on my business on a daily basis.
Absolutely. In fact, this month, we're taking additional training for chairs and vice chairs. And people say, well, why do you need to do those kind of training schedules? Because, when you have 125 people in a room, which you've had that before, you have to know how to move those people along, keep on the agenda, make sure that nobody over exaggerates their time at the mic. And so you've done some amazing work on that.
Thank you so much.
You bet. What else is on your list? That's it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So stay tuned for all of our meetings. I honestly love supporting all of our realtors out there, especially local ones. The fact that everybody has their own story, and then whether you're a brand new agent or a advanced agent, everybody has their real estate journey. And if we all help one another to succeed, everybody will just live in a better work environment and a healthier, positive life.
Awesome. I believe that wholeheartedly. What's one piece of advice that you would give somebody that wants to get involved at the association about getting involved? What would you recommend to them?
So the first thing, they have a website now, so which is good, because when I started, there was nothing. So just go to LasVegasRealtor.com. You'll find everything in there, from committees to all newsletters. Everything is going to be in there. So if you want to get involved, read through it. You guys can also reach out to any members involved with the association. You guys can also reach out to me. I'd be happy to direct you to the right place. My number is 702-910-0099. You guys can reach out to me anytime. And if there's any questions that you guys had, that you guys want to get more involved but don't know where to start, feel free to call the association, feel free to call me, feel free to call Lee.
Absolutely.
You have a lot of support out there. So don't be afraid to ask anybody out here.
Absolutely. And I'll give you my email address. It's LVRpresident2023 at Gmail, Las Vegas President 2023 at gmail.com. Feel free to reach out to me. Thank you very much. It has been such a pleasure to talk to you. Again, 3 months from now, we'll be doing this again to find out and inform people. And I agree with you wholeheartedly. If you're involved, you understand more. Once you understand more, you appreciate more. And once you appreciate more, you want to help more. So thank you very much.
You're welcome, Lee. Thank you so much, guys.
You bet. Thank you.